The disclaimer is I am not abusing any of ex-employers, ex-client, or illegal layers or unethical, unlawful layers. I am just recording my life as it is without any filters. It is for my children or next generation or everybody to know the truth, especially Americans, displaced Americans, unemployed Americans. Friends, let me continue my series of episodes of videos. I think I made 28th video of this part. Friends, I'm continuing my episodes of videos from 2008 to 2020. Some of the followers requested, and otherwise also I thought of record continuous sequence of events. So I told yesterday one video about 2010 life in Helena, Montana. Helena is the capital of Montana state, like you know, right? US has 50 states and 6 time zones, and then mountain time zone is a little 2 hours behind the east coast. But recruiters and hiring managers, when they call for interview, they don't understand, including outsourcing companies. When I say I'm in Montana, they used to hang up the phone. I don't understand. Then I realize if you say you are not from New Jersey, New York, or Texas or California, recruiters simply hung up the phone. They may not aware there are different states in US. So then I told up to Phillipsburg project, like I stayed in Darcy, one of the Americans' house, and when I apply for projects, for criminal check or checking, police came to our house and asked Kumar Pandroda lived here or not. So I don't know how fake guys are managing it, but whenever I apply for a background check, the police is to go to the landlord's house where I lived. But I don't know how fake resume people, what happens in their case. And that is a company split migration project. And like I said, I met Srinivas, right? He passed CCIA in India and he came here and he worked there, and then he asked my advice. And then that time my manager Chetalappa Rao asked me to pay remaining money for green card. Then I went to the office, my body shop office, and I asked like what happened to my other money.
It's safe and you might even get a reward. 1-800-LAW-FIRM now. Anthony Bourdain goes in poured surplus energy into the plant, which generously lowered its price. And tipped off the house, which used all that energy to stay open through the storm. The Internet of Everything is changing how energy works.
Getting raised when you think it's deserved.
No, sir, you confirm. You did confirm the rate. No, show me. Tell me. Oh, no.
Hi friends, 2 points I missed. That's what I'm recording this one in that entire video. That is, I went to 3A Infotech office and I asked Prasad Bindre that I paid $3,000 out of $5,000 to Krishna Nellutla. Is Krishna with the 3A or left? Because Krishna Nellutla got green card and he jumped. He started another body shop. That's how body shop works and Indians do here. Then he said, no, he has given that money. And Prasad Bindre told on record, we are collecting $5,000 for green card from 100 H-1Bs of 2008 batch. That is a scheme. So I don't know how the attorney of 3A Infotech unaware of this thing. Point one. Point two, I went to 3A Infotech attorney office after I spent use money for medicals. I went to Indian doctor. It looks filthy, that hospital. You have to do that for 485. That means the green card about to get, but it rolled out by US government and we lost it, right? So I went to that office and one stupid Indian lady came to another lady at reception. All of them are Indian women only there. I'll put the screenshots of that office location. Oh, don't give a I-140 to Kumar Parm. That is, they are holding green card papers like Middle East Indian brokers hold Indians passport, right? Indian workers passport. How shameful it is. I told her, like, we are working like slaves. You are treating as slaves. What is this? Then I walked out, and when I called from there to Palani called me in the same time when I was there. He told, he returned my call basically. Why did you go to that attorney's office? Who asked you to? Fuck, you only asked me to go there. So no, don't you know that is rolled out? So I'm in the video, I'm using this fuck and all, but otherwise I'm very polite, professional and very friendly. In spite of being honest, these stupid fucking body shops used to fuck me from the back, man. So that's how Indians or all Indian consultancies are doing these malpractices. All Indian attorneys or American attorneys. I'm against generalization, but sometimes I have to use the word all because several subscribers, friends, followers, they are telling the same story, right? They take a green card money. Attorneys charge money from the candidates, but I don't know whether U.S.C is aware or not. It is all the fees is paid by employees only. Only for some of the US clients full-time job of H-1Bs, clients will take care of all the fees, including dependents fees. But outsourcing company, I don't know how the fuck they manage. But majority of the 800,000 body shops, this is the scenario. Thank you. So I got RFUs and then I called Ness and he was there in India. He's saying I'm in India. If you ask a client letter, they tell like that, but clients will give on this spot. This Avantar Pharmaceutical client also gave a client letter. While leaving also he gave. I'm not sure whether RFE he gave one or not. So then finally project is over. It is a weekly extendable project. So same problem. They need a green card. They want to hire, but they need a green card. So then project over. At that time 2010 to 11, in between I recorded an audio file, my life in America, and I edit in SoundCloud and somebody from Switzerland connected, and then I recorded audio files, and I attended a full-time job with the HTC Global, Detroit, Michigan. They took 75 minutes interview and then Hi friends, Hi guys, we want to make a video on some facts in the interview. Uh, have you ever attended interview recently? I mean, technically you prepared well, hope you prepared well, but feedback is negative, and you went for an in-person interview, but they did not give any feedback. Excuse me. And you did well, you prepared well. Probably you might have answered all technical questions correctly, but you got negative feedback, and yeah, you drove in-person interview, or you might fly to in-person interview, or you did well, but ultimately they didn't select you. Why? Because those interviews are fishy, because they don't want the interview not to hire you. Let's see, is it puzzling you, right? Really, they don't have any opening, but they interviewed you not to hire you. Puzzle, right? Why? It is because of green card. Those are called green card interviews. Like, you did well, you perform well, but they didn't call you for a job hiring. It is because of green card. Those are called green card interviews. It's like this. They want to sponsor green card someone in their team, then they have to prove to the Department of Labor that they failed to find one. So they give toughest job openings for their vendors too. They'll interview 2 or 3 candidates, and then they fail them, because it is to prove to the Department of Labor that they don't find anyone suitable local candidates here. Hence, they want this candidate in the team for future employment. It is to retain them for long term. So that is how these interviews, and that is the procedure they follow. We are disclosing this truth for you, so that those interviews which you did not select, you will not get offended or don't feel bad or sad, and you will move forward. It is not that all interviews are green card interviews, but green card interviews are like this. Yeah, good luck. We don't mean not all interviews, but those interviews which you did not select are green card interviews, and that is how the procedure they follow. We just want to disclose this to public, because the interviews which you perform well but you did not select, we just want to disclose this to the public, so that you don't worry. The interviews which you did perform well or great, but it didn't come up well, right? That's the reason. Thank you for watching this video. They said you don't have production experience, and the job is for desktop engineers to maintain their H-1Bs desktops in Detroit, Michigan. So that's what humiliated. I don't know why people, any interview, technical interview, or any interview, or any vendor call after 5 p.m. of your East Coast time, whatever time zone, it's absolutely bogus and fake, because they conduct an interview so well, so that they will make sure they will fail you to file green card for their employees. It's called a green card interview. That's what HTC Global did, because they agreed for 75k is a low k compared to the then salary, and it's on paper, man. Don't expect that it will be deposited, and EB3 green card and all, but still they wrote like that. They humiliate basically Indian body shops when they take interview. Indians interview is like elimination, not this selection. So Americans interview is like selection process. And then I was in Darcy house. I interviewed her. What happened to her business? She told like many Indian parents coming from India, in-laws also, and then they are doing illegally babysitting jobs. So she lost her babysitting job, business, not the job. and babysitting is a profession. So 2010, it's very new to me. That's how I came to know about this. And she told she doesn't like micromanagement. That's why she gave divorce. And New Jersey, when I met one of my friends, he did IIT from Mumbai. He said, you are living in Americans' house because they give it for rent, because they have divorce, so they have to share their houses to meet the mortgage. That's what is the analysis. And there I met one. I went to Edison. I think for my friend. I don't want to name him because I disconnected now. So that friend told, come to his apartment's house. I don't remember that Chaudhary Telugu guy name. He went to work in SAP Technologies in California, but he hold the apartment in Edison. So I moved to that apartment, and that apartment, my friend told, you give a rent, why are you living alone? He only asked me to come from Phillipsburg, New Jersey to this place, Edison, New Jersey. And then when I gave another H-1B acting as an employer, brought his student, MS student from Tanuku, Andhra Pradesh, and he also put him into the shared room. He thought it's a guest house, all facilities, but except bed and sofa, couch, nothing is there. So for his sake, I bought again ready-made food, dal and roti from Pakistani restaurant from Edison, New Jersey. And I told this is what happening, and I was preparing for MCSE examinations, upgrade papers, and then this body shop guy asked me, H-1B F1 student, sir, is my employer good or bad? Then I said, if I say bad, you will run away from my room. You listen to this audio file. That's what the first time I played that audio file. It's around 32 minutes in Telugu. Whatever my frustration, I recorded during that time. My family is still in India, right? I want to go back, and I have good savings at that time, maybe $10,000. I'm not sure. And then I went to Maryland. When my friend went to Florida to meet his sister and family, then I went to Maryland, CarMax to return the car. Coupe, right? It's on loan, and I want to go back to India. Then I want to finish tough, because I know life is very tough here. America is taking my life, and return it's just giving dollars, and that's also nothing, peanuts after having multiple layers. And employers say you have to pay taxes for them when you don't have project. You have to pay for your medical also. So that's what all these recoveries are happening. And finally I thought of give up life, and this person, he said, no, I want to drop the apartment case in his house. He said, don't do that, wait until I come from Florida. And his parents came. I don't know, his parents cannot tell him, but they are asking, especially his mother, how much money do you need to survive in Hyderabad, in India? Her tenant is able to survive in $500 or $50. Why don't you come back? So these kind of questions Indian parents who are visiting will ask their neighbors always, because you know, right, Indian parents always insult their neighbors' kids, praise their kids. That's what happened. And I've been focusing more on technology, but I got departed from the family. So somebody visiting from U.S.C. for a business, they are thinking that I am rich. So finally I hit a project. Then so it's a Tom, legal vendor, like one prime vendor, Kumar, Tom, and my employer, right? So this Tom guy could not answer. I could not answer first two questions. Then Tom said, why are you not answering? Then I said, you might have 10 questions. You continue, go ahead with the rest of the questions. So what is there? So rest of the 8 I answered, and then he immediately asked me to come for in-person interview. I went to New York City, in-person interview, 2011 April, and Ellen Loeb, Jewish American, was there. He took the interview. He said already in phone I asked the same questions, and then group policy, various questions on technology side, and they were scheduled another in-person interview in Pomeroy accounts manager and their technical person was not there. They're in the client meeting. They asked me to come again, which cost $100 every time. I said I cannot go, but he said the vendor it is for joining. So when I went there again, technical interview, and one more Chinese American is there who said I cannot take so many technical rounds. He already finished enough rounds. I'm searching where to allocate him space. So the billing rate is $65 an hour, but I didn't know until the 45-day cycle completes. I don't get my first salary because I don't have project, right? 2011 February project completed. 2011 April I got this project. So during that time I have confidence that I can hit the project in 2 months, less than 2 weeks, 2 months in America. That's what I have been doing, right? I am searching on my own projects, and employers or body shops do not help anything because they get money, easy money, right? You search for your customer. So that's what happening. And 2011 then what happened, after 45 days I got my project paycheck. When I calculate by hours, right, 2080 hours we work in U.S.C. by calculate by total money. Then I said, why are you paying $20 an hour? Then he said it's a $45 an hour billing, but in New York I searched in Google, prevailing wage is $45 an hour for H-1B, but employer body shop is getting it. How can he pay 45? So that 25 they are start recovering. Then they said no, billing is only 45. That's why I'm asking you, fucking idiot, you should show purchase order and MSA before I go to project. They don't show these body shops. They say company policy, but I search a project, I search a customer, I talk to the $65. So that's why they hide this information to the body shop owner who signs PO. He signed for $45, but I talked to him for $65 an hour. And the Romarai pays client billing is $135 an hour. Romarai pays $85 an hour to their employees, and $45, 85 to this Tom. Tom is an ex technical manager, worked there, become an illegal layer with the Paul. So they and Rick from Pomeroy, these three formed as one illegal layer, and then they take $45 cut from that 85 or $40, and remaining they give it to the H-1B petitioner. So that's how they take use cut. But meanwhile I have been traveling to 30 different client locations across New York and New Jersey Port Authority, in every corner of the client, and science, storage, network, rack and stack, everything I know. On the fly I used to go and fix the problem. Like if a server is down, I have IBM server, I have multiple servers kept ready at the primary data center and put it in my truck, my SUV, and used to carry. And then Dave Lam said, you don't carry in your SUV. If somebody hit, you will lose money. For him, when I travel with him, 45 cents also they will pay money tolls, but for me they haven't. Then I told I cannot travel every day to different locations. You please put me in primary location. So then I took a train pass, $200 to $50, and parking is $50 in Edison I'm doing. So when I went to the work for first day by train, they said no, you have to come by car. So when I parked the car on the second day, Suryan, I think MS student, he asked me, is the $35 parking for a month? No, I said no, it's for day. Day means 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m. if you don't take your car, it won't come out. It is auto parking, like ATM, how you draw money, right? Like you have to insert a card and the car will come out. So that is what happening. It is expensive. I mean, you lose like anything, lot of tolls also you have to pay. Easy pass, right? Tolls means you toll gate in India. So it was a wonderful experience, technology side, but layers and money is not sufficient. And then my family is on the edge of coming, and meanwhile I descend to Fort City. I moved because it's expensive there, and Parimi, I forgot his name, that guy, Edison guy. That guy also coming from California to Edison. Then I moved to Forts, and then this MS student also came along with me there, and that guy H-1B employer used to bring his wife and spouse and teach for a kid at my room where I cannot move out, right? Privacy. So then finally I moved to Forts, and then when my family is about to join after depart from 2009 October. My wife and 2 kids, and Krishna Neluta called and said, you are fired, get out, leave the project. Then I said, how can I leave? My family is arriving, I am searching for project. Then he said, oh, you are searching on your own, we are not helping you. Then I said, yes, I'm searching projects on my own. Then you are fired, you get out, I have to save the company. It is because that Tom is not, Tom came to know that employer is not paying salaries or OT time. I do a lot of overtime, 16 hours a day I worked, and overtime is time and day off is what I realize. And slowly I'm coming to know the rules. And then client release the money every week, but prime vendor and illegal vendor hold the overtime money, and they release Hi everyone, the topic today is time and day off. Many are not clear on overtime issues. Overtime is working more than 8 hours a day. The extra hour counted as an extra overtime that must be paid time and day off. For example, if your hourly billing is $50 an hour, the time and day off is applied for overtime, that will be around $75 an hour per hour must be paid for the 9th hour, I mean the extra hours. That's one. And there is a rule, that is, there is an act, Fair Labor Standards Act, that was passed in 1938. Because of that act, most of the US clients implicitly understand and they follow the rule. And many good companies pay time and day off. Otherwise, you have to come for an agreement with the client and vendors and the employer. Otherwise, the clients may not be liable for paying the time and day off. That you must be very clear. Point one. Solution is, you have to, just like I explained, you have to come an agreement with the client, vendor and employer. Upfront you have to ask them, is there any overtime? If it is overtime, so do you pay time and day off? You have to ask your employer and vendor. Like in one of the videos and audios and posts I explained, better have one layer and American layer, then life is easy here on H-1B. Otherwise you have to face a lot of issues. So 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday, 40 hours, 160 hours a month, 2000 hours in a year. For example, you work 3000 hours in a year. So the rest of the 1000 years, I mean example I am quoting, so must be paid time and day off. They will pay if it is a good company. If not, you have to come for an agreement. If not, you can't help it. I mean, you can't complain. Layers business, they feel it is a business. So U.S.C, that's why these days they come for asking for H-1B client approval letter. You cannot complain to anyone. That's what. And the other point, H-1B wiki page, they posted one of my posts as a guest post, and I received a lot of comments. People are working from companies, so don't misunderstand. If you are an H1, if your non-immigration status is H-1B, then the H-1B rules apply. For example, there is I'm just showing an example. This is a driving license manual book. Okay, that manual book apply for anyone in this country, right? Just because we came from India or other country, we don't follow our traffic rules, right? The same way, H-1B, if you are on H-1B, same H-1B rules apply. That is where people misunderstand and writing the bad comments. That's the reason I'm explaining this point. So the same H-1B rules apply. That is 8 hours a day. Overtime must be paid time and day off. that you have to be very clear. And because of these OT and other issues, if you are not aware of it, then you will face a lot of issues. That's the reason I'm recording this video, and thanks for watching this video, and I hope this will be informative. Employer is not releasing the money, so then hiring manager, Chinese American, fought for my rights, and I don't allocate Kumar any work until Kumar's dues are paid. So then Tom wants to file in New York Labor Court case on the 3A Infotech, and he wrote in the email that I didn't know, right? But employer, the ex-employer, thinking that I made a vendor to file a case on you. How can I cut my tree, branch of a tree where I am standing, right? So then I generally I'm very polite and professional man, so I don't lose my temper. I bring Tom and Krishna and Lutla on illegal vendor and employer on the same conference call, and I said, I don't know what happened in between two, but don't screw up my life. My family is arriving, and what's happening, let me know. Then he said he is going to file a case on 3A Infotech, Krishna and Little. I said, then Krishna said, no, don't file, we will release the money. Then I said, instead of you talk over the phone or email, why do you mess up and screw up my life? Then Krishna came to know on the call, it is not Kumar, it is Tom triggered the email. I said, how can I file a case on you, man, while working with you? So then it was resolved, and then my family arrived, and they were excited, but there is no furniture, nothing is there. And below the apartment, one Indian lady H4 acted as a CEO. She used to attend a recruiter basically. One side she asked my resume to forward. Same time she filed a complaint to the apartment management. Then they asked me to if somebody complain, you have to put $1,000 double carpet on the floor, in the second floor, right? So then when I went to Office Depot and bought, by the time they only took the money and they changed the apartment to the down floor. So meanwhile, this lady husband working in Vegas, and Ravi Gajla was one of my 2008 H-1B classmate or benchmate, guest housemate, and he tried to brokerage between that girl and me, because I also complained to the management that lady rented a sublease. Sublease is illegal in some apartments until they allow you. So then I said, we are both from India, we are not from India and Pakistan to complain each other, right? So once complain, why should I talk to that lady? And I just walked out. So Ravi Gajla got a referral money and a good circle, but I told him I don't want to come for alcohol parties there, because he took $200 referral money, and he's a good guy, but he used to organize the alcohol parties. Whoever wife goes to India, they used to call Nagamani, right? Money out. Then everybody meet there in groups to drink. Then, but during that time, Telangana was Andhra, Telugu state agitation is going on in India, separate state. I worked with two political chief ministers, man, both YSR and Naidu. But here in the New Jersey, people used to fight at that alcohol party after drunk too much. Because I moved there, I also hosted the party to them. So when I bought so many drinks, they drank all the money and took some cash from my house. Because 5 a.m. I have to go to the World Trade Center that day. And I told Ravi Gajla, denied, no, my friends are good, they don't take money like that. Whatever happened is happened, right? Then that is a party, Indians come and drink free. So then I told I don't want to come, because you guys are fighting after drinking for Telangana, Andhra separate state problem in India, 2011 to 14 story I'm telling. So then I disconnected, I didn't attend, and my spouse told you Andhra people, Telugu people have a bad feeling, and she's from Chhattisgarh, north part of India, and we don't have this much of caste feeling and all that nonsense. because Telangana women do not invite Andhra women for parties. Andhra women do not invite Telangana women for any get together. Within the apartment, they have a lot of groups and clashes, man. So I told up to this story 2011, and it was wonderful. Long project, government project, never ending, but $20, $25 an hour, and employer recovering all the money. Whatever his salary is paid, he paid as a loan, because he's taking it back, because he is breaking the prevailing wages of New York City, and $45 an hour he has to pay, but 20 to 25 he paid, and the rest of it recovered. And $2,000 a year I spent for tolls, gas, miles, which the prime minister supposed to pay. They haven't paid. They are supposed to pay, but Pub.L team lead said don't pay. Why do we need to pay? Like there's something he told, and he stopped the check while Rick is giving. So that's how. And Amerikas started firing Americans and hiring F1 H-1Bs, because they know how to make money, right? So first time I have seen Americans also corrupted in government, especially in government projects. That's where I met Ravi and Ramya. So they were in the second floor, and sometime only very short span I was with them. Ravi told she attended 17 times a proxy interview to one person, one lady, and she failed and unable to do the job. So the vendor is forced. So right, I speak truth, and that's how one day I have to government client, and he's a nice guy. And Bharani also I met. Very short span I was there in the second floor of the fourth client, and we made a couple of videos. Ravi also we made a lot of videos. It's a good client. And Tapas Sarkar, he came from West Bengal. He took a citizenship and all. He also showed my $1 cup noodles, and he shouted at Pub.L, saying that Kumar is eating $1 noodles. You are all eating $200 to $250 worth of lunch, because they are Pub.L also part of the illegal layer, eating $250 lunch. I came to know from then. I started investigating $250 lunch, illegal layers, and prime vendors eat man every day, because so many H-1Bs and F1s work under them, and each one they get $45 to $65 an hour, easy money. And body shops also drinks owners $250 minimum Scotch whiskey they drink every day. I don't know. Then Al Jazeera, one investigative journalist, met me during this time 2011 to 15. I will cover in this video, and he requested me to. He gave me two options: either sit in the studio, speak openly. Then I said I cannot speak. I'm in the same with the employer. How can I tell my employer? I can't cut my branch of the tree right where I'm standing. Then second option is with hidden camera we'll go and record 10 body shops, 10 worst body shops in New Jersey. Then I said okay. He said he will give a hidden camera with pen. In pen it is there as a gift, but he didn't give. At the end we recorded, and I was frustrated. Well, Indian woman, North Indian, speaking very badly about F1 students. If I can't hold their balls, they will fuck me from the back, is our wording in Hindi. And I asked for one of the questions, why are you harassing F1 students like that? So these are the investigative. I help them, and I place those videos in Telugu and English, the true face of Indians. So then from then 2011 I created a YouTube channel, but 2013 I started uploading videos, because people are asking same question, how to come to America on F1 and H-1B visa, same question. So 100 times I have to copy paste my email. Then I realized, why can't I upload a video? And that's how I started my first video. I started recording 1 to 10 like that, and I skipped lunch in Staten Island and came out of the primary data center, and I wrote script for some videos. Then I started making videos like that. It went viral, right? And a lot of videos sharing knowledge and whatever I investigate. Then 3 Infotech also following, and they called me to office, and Prasad Bindra, I told, I never take your name anywhere. I'm just speaking not to pay money for my friends in India at Amirpet, because they are paying money for H-1B. They know how the body shops and all, right? So these are the things I slowly explained, and then I started confronting, and I have done a lot of research between 2011 to 15, thorough investigation, and when I got a disc slip, I thought of go back to India and attended Infosys interview. Almost offer made, but change in God and Infosys hold my offer also. And one bank also CTO position I attended, and the edge of give up life every year and every moment, because of how can you survive H-1B with family, $20 an hour. So now people will ask, why didn't you apply for full time? So many, I wrote in detail at great length in the blog. I cannot answer every question here. It is my life, I'm recording it, right? It's very painful, and one side America is heaven we thought, but America takes your entire life, squeeze your blood. We are only happy because we get dollars, and we will convert the dollars to rupees. That's the only happiness Indians here. I don't see anybody said I'm happy I'm in America. They always say my life in Germany is great, my life in India is great, my life in Pakistan is great, something like that. They always compare, and they always cry for neighbors building, neighbors or friends, others building, others houses, others cars. They're not happy what they have. So that's what I realized, and several subscribers helped me investigating several body shops. Almost we scanned several body shops online. So then I started making videos and educating people. Then Times Magazine came, watched me, my videos for 1 to 2 years, and the journalist came to my house, and my spouse got surprised. How can somebody watch, and came to our house all the way from Germany. She didn't believe. Then they wrote from my story 2008 to 2015 September. So that article you can Google it and find an English version also. Yeah, thank you, man.